All right, we're back. I have some updates for you here, so let's just jump right into it. So, this area is the same. This area looks different now. Yeah, it does. Why did I do this? Well, reason why was because as I kept bringing more and more stuff home and I kept adding it to this display, it just wasn't as organized and clean as it could be. There were a lot of things that could be rearranged to make more space. So I finally decided to go ahead and rearrange and make more space. So let's go ahead and take a look. So in the back, instead of the portables or the pedestals, I've now got the Hasek fans with the GE and the Coronado on top with all the little bits and bobs on top of them. Then I moved all the plastic fans out here with the two pedestals there. And I moved the Emerson displays and shit over here. And then the Fanimation bag just ended up over here because that's where it made sense. So yeah, and then I've just got my little finished sample area set up right there. So I think this looks kind of nice. It's a nice little change, and there is definitely a little bit more maneuvering space. Plus the three fans here in front are ones, oh, and these two are all ones that I would actually consider using if I needed to. Whereas the Hasek fans and those antique/vintage fans back there, I wouldn't use nearly as often. So I really like how that turned out. Haven't changed anything over here. Still got all these fans and stuff basically the same. And I do have the fan running on medium because I'm hot. I normally only run it on low, but anyways. This is Fritz. He's a fake dog. As you see, he doesn't do anything. It's my grandma's and she wants him here, so we're gonna I'm just storing him in my room for now. It'll be good for pranks, though, I tell you. People think he's a real dog. My grandma thought he was real. My other grandma, that is. And we pranked my own with it one time. So, yeah, that was quite fun. But anyways, I'll next just stop in the garage to show you once again just how wonderful that Lakewood HV18 is, because we now have it employed out in the garage to just blow the heat out, basically. So it's just sitting there. It's not running right now. As much as I wouldn't like to run it much, it's fine. Plus, it saves space downstairs, and that's where we're going next, because I'll show you the new things down here. And by new things, I just mean things that have sort of been reorganized and changed and stuff. So, go ahead and do that. So, here we are. So, first of all, you'll notice the pancake is now installed again, and it actually runs now. So this is nice. Here's the remote for it that I got. I originally was going to put up this one here, the Mercury from Turn of the Century. I did find the model name for it, by the way. But unfortunately, it's the wiring, just like that Bahama was. It's just so complex, and I didn't have the time to deal with it. And I was running the risk of blowing a circuit or a fuse or something. So I just decided to not, and I put the pancake up instead, which is a good choice because the fan don't hang down low and it's a good air mover. So then this area looks quite a bit different because I took the two Menards fans out because these are going to Dan. Well, I shouldn't say Dan. Dan doesn't want them. Rick doesn't want them. If anyone else does, they'll be at the barn. This new tone, though, is obviously going to Dan. And then eventually I'll get the two antiques ready to go to Dan as well. And I'll explain more about that later. So obviously the Dynasty will need a new home once it comes back, but I can find a place for that pretty easily. I'll also mention the Solo works now. I took that old Quorum Q52. There's the motor for it. And the rest of its parts are all over there. Well, what parts it had. Because Quorum and Minka were both made by Halsey, I was able to take the whole Molex connector thing and everything attached to it and just plug it into the Solo, and the fan ran fine. And that's because, like I said, same OEM, exact same setup, same cap values, everything. So I was like, okay, perfect. So yeah, I just threw the what was in the Q52 into the Solo, and now the Solo runs fine. I haven't put it up on the ceiling again, but I did floor test it. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I didn't put the blades on it. I literally just tested it. I just tested the motor and stuff, and it now runs fine, so that's good. So I'm very happy to have that fan actually functional again. And yeah, I do believe that's about everything. I mean, maybe some more reorganizing went on down here. Obviously, the Dixie Bell is back up there now that it's not installed. I don't have a down rod on it right now because I'm just going to get a shorter one for it instead of putting the long one back on. And of course, with it being like that, I'll probably put a different fan on top since that one doesn't really need to be up there anymore. I don't really know what fan I'll choose. I really like the way that a lot of the shelves are set up, and they're all set up fine, so I honestly don't really know exactly what I'll do. But yeah, the basement's definitely quite packed. Of course, it'll be a little bit better once these three and the antiques there are gone. And that's actually going to happen fairly soon. So in a little over a week, I'm actually going out to Madison. I'm going to visit Dan, and we're going to go to the metal barn. And that's when I'm going to give all these to him. And then I might be bringing home a fan that he's been saving for me for a while. If any of you watched that last really big major video tour that was like 2 hours that Dan did at the metal barn, at one point you'll notice I think it was Reese talking about a fan he wanted, and Dan said, oh yeah, that guy in Minneapolis has it. And yeah, that's me. He was tired, so he forgot my name, but I forget people's names all the time. So Dan, if you're watching, no judgment. I still don't hold you accountable for it. Anyways, yeah, he was talking about me, and the fan he was talking about was the ornate tie-up, the antique brass one. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully find the blades for that. That's why I don't have it yet. Dan would have brought it to me the couple times we've met up, but he just has never been able to find the blades. So we're gonna go take a look for them ourselves here pretty soon once I go out there. And then we're also gonna go to House on the Rock as well, so that'll be happening. And then so there's that. That's really the only major thing that's gonna happen. I don't intend on bringing many more fans home. I've talked about this before, and that's still the case. And yeah, that's really all I've got to say in that department. I probably will do some videos while I'm out there just because I can. I'll only be staying there for like 2 days, but we'll do some fun stuff, so I'll make sure to record anything that is worthwhile that you guys might like to see. So yeah, and then the final thing I want to mention here is that I don't know if you could even tell, but I am actually recording on a new phone. I got rid of the old XR and I'm now using a 14 Pro. I'm of course talking about iPhones here. So anyways, yeah, so this one's got like 3 or 4 cameras on it or whatever. So that is nice. So it means that I've got these I got these lenses that are especially for zooming in and stuff, instead of just going like this, where I'm just like sort of sliding my finger across it or whatever. I can actually like select a certain lens now, which is kind of nice. So the videos might look a little bit better now. I'm not going to go back and re-record everything, and honestly, some of you guys, if you read the description of the pancake video that I just posted, that was the only demonstration I recorded with my new phone so far. I mentioned that I'm not going to re-record everything I've got here. I just wanted to upload one video like it to see what you guys thought of, and also just to get a video up, just any video. So that's just what I decided to do. So yeah, that's really all I've got for you here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.